Good morning, everyone. Our prelude today will be spoken, and you all have a part in it. If you are to my right, you are in your order of worship where it says R, that's your part. If you are to my left in the order of worship, the LZ is your part. If you're on Zoom, the LZ for left and Zoom is also your part. And the bold is for all of us to speak together. So this is just a little mental test to end 2023. And also, I want to draw your attention that when we conclude our spoken prelude, we are going to go right into the opening hymn, which is number 687 in the hymnal. So as has been our tradition the last few services at the turning of the year, we're doing things a little bit different today. We're going to shake things up. So, good friends, please stand as able in body or spirit for our spoken prelude, Ring Out Wild Bells. Ring out wild bells to the wild sky, the flying cloud, the frosty light. The year is dying in the night. Ring out wild bells and let him die. Ring out the old, ring in the new. Ring happy bells across the snow. The year is going, let him go. Ring out the false, ring in the true. Ring out the grief that saps the mind. For those that here we see no more. Ring out the feud of rich and poor. Ring in redress to all mankind. Ring out a slowly dying cause and ancient forms of party strife. Ring in the nobler modes of life with sweeter manners, purer laws. Ring out the want, the care, the sin, the faithless coldness of the times. Ring out more mournful rhymes, but ring the fuller minstrel in. Ring out false pride in place and blood, the civic slander and the spite. Ring in the love of truth and right. Ring in the common love of good. Ring out old shapes of foul disease. Ring out the narrowing lust of gold. Ring out the 1,000 wars of old. Ring in the 1,000 years of peace. Ring in the valiant man and free, the larger heart, the kindlier hand. Ring out the darkness of the land. Ring in the Christ that is to be. Please be seated. This is the day that the Lord has made. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Annisquam Village Church. Know that wherever you are on your spiritual journey and wherever you are physically located, you are warmly welcomed and deeply accepted here. At the turning of the year, we draw our attention to the light that shines in darkness, the ways in which we have witnessed God's grace and love in the year that is passing, 2023. Next week, when we celebrate Epiphany, we will cast our attention forward to the ways that God calls us ahead into the new year. So today we're looking back, and next Sunday we're going to look forward. Since 2020, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, our order of worship at the turning of the year has been a little different than what we normally do on a given Sunday. And we always look at this Sunday as an opportunity for renewal in mind, spirit, and body. And you may recall last year Dawn Pratzen was with us and she did some embodied prayer. This year, Reverend Carla is going to be doing some QiGong with us, and she'll tell us about that. We are very fortunate that she's here with us this morning. I will also be offering a guided meditation. There will not be an offertory collection, although you are welcome if you wish to make a contribution at the end of the service. So again, a little bit different this morning. Anyone here for the very first time in the building? I don't think so. So nice to see all of you. Hope you had lovely holidays. David and I are just back yesterday from New York. Still getting our feet on the ground, I think. What about on Zoom? Well, hello, good people. There are the Lawrences. Hi, Tom Hooper. Nice to see you, and Jane and Maine, and the Bernuffs. And hi, Cindy and Sylvia. I think you are in New Hampshire. And hello to Denise and Deborah in Florida, and Michael and Annie in Gloucester, and Karen. I don't know if you might be traveling, and LP. I'm not sure who that is. So nice to see all of you this morning. Dear friends, the peace and joy of the Lord be with you. And let us offer each other a sign of that peace. And again, I am delighted to introduce Reverend Carla.
Good morning, everybody. Peace be with you. And can everybody hear me all right? Wonderful. So, Reverend Sue, I'm just so grateful to be here today and for Reverend Sue asking me to bring this practice, little of this practice to you today, which is called QiGong. And the roots, QiGong is known as the mother of Tai Chi. Many of you have probably heard of Tai Chi or seen it. So it's the maybe ancient roots, we could say, of Tai Chi. And it comes from many streams. One was from India. The yogis went west and brought some inspiration. And then the Siberian shamans also came down and inspired the Chinese. So it's got such rich and wonderful roots. And I wanted to read a little quote from Black Elk, who's one of the chief of the Sioux Indian lineage, because his description is perfect for QiGong. It just tells what QiGong is, really. And it's about peace. The first peace, and that's P-E-A-C-E, which is the most important, is that which comes within the souls of people when they realize their relationship, their oneness with the universe and all its powers. And when they realize that at the center of the universe dwells the Great Spirit, and that this center is really everywhere. It is within each one of us. So very powerful, these ancient roots. And so QiGong comes from a very wise time. It's mainly movements, breathing, practice, and some sounds, healing sounds for the organs. It's about, there are rivers running through the body, according to Chinese medicine, 12 different rivers, and we want to keep them flowing. The idea is if anything gets clogged up or backed up, we have a lot of pain in the body. So we want to keep the qi flowing well. And what is qi? Well, we could say it's the creative power of God. In some traditions, they say in the native tradition, the life breath. In the Hebrew tradition, ruach, the breath of God. Life force energy. In yoga, it's called prana shakti. So it's basically what keeps us alive. And not just us, but every living being working with qi. I remember from the Chinese painting manuals that when you're painting rocks, they even say, even the rocks, all the rocks must have qi. So when you're painting them, you feel, and the rocks are the roots of the clouds. So everything is so connected really beautifully. So what I'd like to do is, hope that was helpful to find a little bit more about what is qi. So I'd like to share with you some of the very simple practices. It occurred to me this morning that the gospel reading is about the shepherds witnessing the baby Jesus. And to me, the original prayer was movement before maybe even words. Movement and chanting and sound was the original prayer. And so I think of the shepherds and their connection with the earth and their connection with the weather and the seasons and their sheep, right? And their cows. And they had such a strong tuning in to these animals because that was their livelihood, to what they needed. And in the Chinese medicine, our organs, our whole body is like animal, like our pets, our animals, our heart, our liver, our lungs, right? They're working for us day and night, but do we ever send them healing love or compassion? Not most people never have, right? But these are the gems and the jewels in this tradition. And now we have the science to measure it. When we send compassion, we send love, loving kindness to our heart or our stomach or our liver, the whole nervous system shifts. So it's like we can measure it scientifically now, that the body relaxes and moves into a deeper peace. So I'm just so grateful for these practices. They have really helped me on so many levels I can't even describe. So let's begin with a little practice. And what I want to say is you could do it from your seat if you want, or you could stand up like me. We're going to do very small little movements. You could move like this. Our first movement will be breathing like a white crane bird. So you could do a baby movement, or you could do bigger ones as I am. So feel comfortable. You could move out into the aisle to give yourself more room. Find a comfortable way to stand for yourself. Good. So just for a moment, I'd like us to put our hands, open the gates in our hands. There's wonderful gates down to the earth. Open the gates in our feet. We have gates in our hands and feet. And feel the earth this morning. The wood on the floor here. All those trees and how they lived in the earth. And then the earth under the whole building. Close your eyes a moment and just feel the earth presence with us here. And our body made of earth. Beautiful. And now gently turn your palms up opening the gates. And now feel the whole sky. And I think we have a little blue sky today. Oh, wow. I just saw a whole flock of birds flowing out that window there. Amazing. So feel the birds, the life in the sky, the air, and way beyond the stars, the planets, the galaxies, boundless space. Beautiful. And here we are as a conduit between earth and sky. And we're going to bring our hands to our deep belly. This one is called the breathing, the crane breathing. And the crane is really revered because she is still and she's balanced. She can stay a long time in a still, balanced state, but she's very alert and awake at the same time. So we're going to breathe down to our deep belly. Beautiful. Feel the breath in the deep belly. And your hands going out and then back in. And just smile to your deep belly, the vital life force center where all our vital organs live here. Beautiful. All right, and then we're going to just feel the breath. And the breath, we might think we are doing the breathing, but the universe is really breathing us. If our breathing stopped, we wouldn't know how to get it going. So breathing in, feel your wings opening, and breathing out. Follow your in-breath all the way, and your out-breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Good. Soften your knees a little bit and feel like you feel the earth underneath you, so relaxed. Breathing in, let the wings rise out a little more. Breathing in. And the crane is master of the wind, master of the air. And her color, pure white. Feel the pure white light in your lungs. White is the healing color of the lungs. Reaching way up, as far as comfortable for you. Feel that the crane stands on one leg. She's so rooted into the center of the earth. So you can feel the earth way, way down. You can feel the space of the sky, the whole universe. Beautiful. And now a little smaller. Bring the wings back in. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. And then finally, let the feathers rest on your belly again and close your eyes a moment if you can, if you're comfortable. And notice the breath in your belly now. Good, very nice. And now slowly opening your eyes. Good. How many people feel more breath in their belly? More breath. Yeah, awesome. So the birds are always helping us if we know how to ask them. Beautiful. So now we're going to balance earth and sky within ourselves. We are the link between earth and sky. So what I'd like you to do is see your tailbone in your mind's eye and drop a big root down from your tailbone to the center of the earth. And what do? I bend my knees a little bit. I drop my tailbone and I relax. And you can drop your arms and just relax the whole body. Good. So feel that deep earth connection. And now all the way up over your head. See a bright golden sun up over the crown of your head. Imagine your angel has a little thread of gold coming down to the crown of your head, and the angel just gives a little pull on that gold thread, and your whole crown lengthens up, and you feel your whole spine open up. Lots of space there. Beautiful. And your breath. Very good. And now we're going to gather from earth, the earth chi and the sky chi, and we'll find the balance between them. So we circle our hands, and again, you can go very small if you want. We just bend our knees a little bit, and we bring the earth's energy up to around our belly. Feel it there. And now exhale and let go of stress, tension, whatever from the whole last year you'd like to let go of. Let's try that again. Breathe in. Gather the earth chi. It's coming up through the feet. Hold the breath a second or two, and now breathe out. Let go. Stress, tension, fatigue, worry. Let it drop. Again, breathe in, gather earth. Pause a second. Feel the grounding, patience, strength of the earth. Exhale. Stress and tension, release. Nice. And now let's gather from sky. So all of nature and the whole sky. The sun and moon, the stars, the boundless space. Feel your gold sun over your head, shining bright, filled with cosmic healing chi. And now pour the chi down through your whole body. Beautiful. Feel every cell lighting up with the gold light. Everywhere you let go of old stuck energy is now turning bright gold, all the way out to your fingers, out to the toes. And smile to every cell. See the cells are starting to dance. Oh, good yawning. I see yawning. That means a lot is going down your root. You're letting go. That's awesome. Exhale. Let more go down the root. Stress, tension, worry, fatigue, tiredness. Gather from the sky, boundless space, and see your gold sun, healing cosmic chi with your own vibration in it, so it's perfect for you. Just the right amount, pouring in, and feel the healing. Every cell, finally, every cell lighting up all the way down, out to the fingers and toes. Beautiful. One more time, breathing in, gather from earth. Pause a second. Feel the stability, the strength. And we thank the earth. She can compost our energy. Exhale. Breathe out. Stress, tension, worry, anxiety, fear. Letting go. Gather from all of nature and the sky. Stars, planets, galaxies, boundless space. The center of the universe and your gold sun. Feel the crown lifting up, lengthening. Pour that gold in. And smile. Smile to every cell of the body. Good. And bring your feet a little closer and rest. And now we're going to do a relaxation. I'm just going to sound the Om sound, which is a healing cosmic sound of the beginning of the universe. In the beginning was the word. That the word in the Hindu tradition is this sound, Om. So we're going to feel it, relax our whole body. So breathe in deeply, and then I'll sound the Om and feel all the remaining stress and tension is dropping off you. Okay? When you're ready, breathe in deep. Listen with every cell. Feel the whole body relax from head to toe. Again, breathe in deep. Listen with every cell. One more. This time, start at the top of your head with the Om sound and let it stream through you all the way out your fingers, out your toes, clearing and cleansing. Breathe in deep. Beautiful. And now I'd like you to imagine that we're walking up a forest, like a forest path, and we're heading up a mountain, and we see a beautiful waterfall in front of us. How many people have been to Niagara Falls here? Anybody? Okay. So the tremendous power of the waterfall. So see this waterfall in front of you, and just take a little step under it. Okay, and we're going to breathe in, and this diamond crystal, very high vibration water coming from the top of the mountain is going to pour down, washing, cleansing, clearing, letting go of the past, and for right now, the future too. Clear it out. Present time. Breathing in again. Bring it in. Diamond crystal clear water, highest vibration water on the planet. Letting go. Good. Now we see that the waterfall itself starts to take on the colors of the rainbow. So a bright, vibrant red, your favorite red, begins pouring down through you. Absorb all that you need from the red in every place of the body, and let the rest go down and out your root into the earth. Now the vibrant orange. Breathe in, bringing in that vibrant orange, vital life force pouring through you. Soak up all that you need from the orange vibration. Rinse out whatever's not needed, let it drop down. Beautiful, good. Breathe in deep, and a sunflower yellow, bright golden yellow. Streaming in, streaming down, soak up what you need. Release the rest. Beautiful. Breathing in, an emerald green, beautiful spring green, filled with life. Smile as it pours through you. All the way down, even under your feet, down your root, let it rinse out. Beautiful, breathe in. A bright turquoise blue. The natives use this for cleansing. See that turquoise blue clearing out whatever's remaining. Stagnant chi, let it drop. Old fears, old stuck ideas that don't serve anymore, let them go. Beautiful, breathing in. This time, indigo blue, very deep, dark blue, almost violet. Focus, discipline, concentration, pour it down. This one clears the bones, even to the inside of your bones. Let them be cleansed. Breathe in, last one here of the rainbow, that like an amethyst crystal. So crystalline amethyst violet light pouring through, balancing all the energy centers of the body, this violet light coming in, ultraviolet coming in from the cosmos. Beautiful. Rinse it down through the root. And last one, breathing in, your own gold, your own vibration gold sun. Let it pour in. balancing the whole body, bringing your vibration high, joy, humor, fun, light, beautiful, out the fingers and toes. Beautiful. Bring your eyes opening, feet come a little closer. Beautiful. And we'll gather from earth, all of nature, from the sky, from the heavens, heavenly chi. We're grateful, we're grateful, we're grateful. Now we bring our hands to our deep belly and breathe into our deep belly. And opening your eyes gently, bring your hands together, and we say, Namaste. I honor the light of the universe that lives in you. Namaste. All right, great.
Good morning. Today I'll be reading Oscar and the Eight Blessings. It's a book that I read last year at the New Year. It's one of my favorites, and it's a wonderful book to read at this time. It was written by Richard Simon and Tanya Simon and illustrated by Mark Siegel. And the book takes place in New York City in the 1930s. And while it is not a true story, it is based on things that occurred in New York City at that time and on things that occurred elsewhere. Oscar's mother and father believed in the power of blessings. So did Oscar. Until the night of broken glass. His parents put him on a ship to America. He had nothing but an address and a photo of a woman he didn't know. It's your Aunt Esther. And his father's last words to him, Oscar, even in bad times, people can be good. You have to look for the blessings. Oscar arrived in New York on the 7th day of Hanukkah. It was also Christmas Eve. He knew his Aunt Esther would be lighting the menorah at sunset. To reach her before the sun went down, Oscar would have to walk over 100 blocks on the avenue called Broadway. The city was terribly big. Oscar was terribly small, and Broadway stretched before him like a river. Oscar was already tired, hungry, and cold. His father's last words to him felt very far away. After a few blocks, he looked up to see a woman feeding pigeons. She offered him a piece of stale bread so he could feed them too. Oscar wanted to feed the birds, but he was too hungry not to swallow the morsel himself. The woman reached inside her coat and gave him a small loaf of bread. It was warm and fresh. It gave him the strength to keep walking. He saw a newsstand full of comics. One showed a strong man in a cape doing amazing things. He stopped bullets. He stopped trains. The newsstand man held out his hand. Oscar didn't have any money, so he gave back the comic book. The man called to him. "Keep it, kid. Merry Christmas." Oscar clutched his gift, his Superman, and he heard his father's words. You have to look for the blessings. And you can see he's looking in this wonderful window in New York City, and he sees an angel. Oscar kept walking. He stopped when he heard music coming from a little alley where a big man was humming a jazzy tune. The man whistled to Oscar. Oscar whistled back. They made a tune as fast and light as the snowflakes falling around them. It was Oscar's first conversation in America. At the corner of a park, boys were having a snowball fight. One boy slipped. Oscar leapt and caught him, just as the Superman would have done. The boy was laughing, and that made Oscar laugh. And when he looked at Oscar's cold hands, he stopped laughing. He took off his mittens. Oscar put them on and felt the boy's warmth. He had something to give the boy, too. And you can see there's the action comic. A few blocks later, a tall lady in a big fur coat walked out of a building. A policeman shouted, "Stand aside!" Oscar stopped short. "Oh, Thomas, he's just a child," the lady said to the policeman. "Let him pass." She winked at Oscar. The policeman moved out of Oscar's path. "Yes, Mrs. Roosevelt." "Mrs. Roosevelt!" The sun was setting, and Oscar began to run. He had to get to Aunt Esther's before she lit the shamash. Running, he stumbled and fell. A hand reached down and pulled him up. "Back on your feet, son." His father was right. People can be good. He turned the corner and ran down the street, looking for her house. He ran past a woman humming a gundel, which is a little song. Suddenly, he heard a name. Benjamin? It wasn't his name. It was his father's, and it washed over him. She had a dimpled smile just like his. "That's Papa," he said. "I'm Oscar," whispered Aunt Esther. And he went in home for Menorah.
Our celebration of Christmas continues with a story from the Gospel of Luke, and it will be offered by Mary and Kylie.
A reading from the Gospel of Luke, Gospel according to Luke, chapter 2, verses 15 through 21. When the angels had left them and gone into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, "Let's go now to Bethlehem and see this thing that has taken place, which the Lord has made known to us." So they went with haste, and they found Mary and Joseph and the child lying in the manger. When they saw this, they made known what had been told to them about the child, and all who heard it were amazed at what the shepherds told them. But Mary treasured all of these words, and she pondered them in her heart. The shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all they had heard and seen and had been told to them. After 8 days had passed, it was time to circumcise the child, and he was called Jesus, the name given by the angel before he was conceived in the womb. And this is the gospel of the Lord. Thanks be to God.
Thank you, Mary Ann. I heard from some of you that you received in the mail yesterday or the day before the letter to God that you wrote last year. This year, for our New Year's service, I'm not going to lead you in quite the same process, but I am going to offer a guided reflection, after which time there will be 2 minutes of silence. Then there will be an opportunity for you to turn to someone and share a little bit about what you are reflecting on. But if you're the type of person, when you hear questions, you like to take notes, there is some space in the order of worship for you to do that. And you could take these questions and turn them into a letter to God. David and I will be writing our letters tomorrow, and we'll also read last year's letters in the morning. It's a wonderful practice. So as Mary ponders in her heart, and the shepherds glorify and praise God for all they had heard and seen as it had been told them, we will look back on this year to discern God's presence in our lives and in the world. So please close your eyes and begin to breathe slowly and deeply, watching your breath as it rises and as it falls. And as you breathe gently, draw your attention into your heart, that place of peace, where we open ourselves to hear the still small voice of God. As you consider the last year, when were there moments when you felt blessed simply to be alive? Where were you? Who were you with? What were you doing? When were there moments in the last year when you felt blessed simply to be alive? When in the last year were you surprised by someone's care for you? When were you surprised by someone's care for you? What was happening? Who showed their care for you? And how did that feel? When were you surprised by someone's care for you? When did you delight someone else by your care for them? When did you delight someone else by your care for them? What was going on with them? What did you do? How did you feel doing it? When did you delight someone else by your care for them? In what ways have you witnessed the presence of love? How did you see family or friends caring for others? How did you see people in the community extend themselves in caring ways? In what ways have you witnessed the presence of love? When did you experience grace in the midst of a challenge? When did you experience grace in the midst of a challenge? Perhaps there was a time when you feared a situation would turn out badly, only to learn something important, or to receive support from an unexpected source, or to have a sense of God's presence with you in a difficult time. When did you experience grace in the midst of a challenge? When did you experience light in the midst of darkness? When did you experience light in the midst of darkness? Perhaps seeing glimmers of hope in a challenging time, or a sense of new life being born in a tough time. Where did you experience light in the midst of darkness? This past year, what promises or dreams have been fulfilled? What promises or dreams have been fulfilled? Perhaps you accomplished something you longed to accomplish, or you experienced something you had long hoped to experience. This year, what promises or dreams have been fulfilled? In the last year, what or whom did you treasure? What really meant something to you this year? Who really meant something to you this year? What or whom did you treasure? As you take to heart the joy of simply being alive, as you recognize the blessing of being cared for or caring for others, as you discover grace in the midst of challenge and light in the midst of darkness, as promises and dreams are fulfilled, and in who or what you treasure, how do you sense God's presence? In the joy of being alive and caring for and being cared for, in grace in the midst of challenge and light in the midst of darkness, and promises and dreams fulfilled, and in who or what you treasure most, how do you sense God's presence? And finally, taking all these blessings to heart, who or what are you grateful for from the year that has passed? Who or what are you grateful for from the year that has passed? We will sit in silence for another minute, and I will ring the bell when that time of silence is concluded. How blessed are we And you're invited, if you wish, and those on Zoom as well, who will be invited into a breakout room, to simply turn to someone and share anything from that reflection that you wish, where you may have sensed God as a light in darkness, grace in the midst of challenge, something you treasure, how you felt cared for or cared for someone else. If you wish, just take a minute and turn to someone and share your sense of God's presence in the last year. So we're going to create a prayer of gratitude together. So that in the interest of time, I'm going to ask you to shout out something you're grateful for, if you wish, and I'm going to repeat it so that the people on Zoom can hear you, rather than pass the mic around. So, good friends from the last year, what are you grateful for? Health. We are grateful for health, daughters, family, memories, friendship, husbands, nature, this church, flowers, laughter, music, food, my dog, granddaughters, children, colors. Scott? So we are grateful for so much. Our blessings overflow. And it doesn't take away the challenges that there are in our lives and in the world, but it's what anchors our lives and what helps us move forward. So with grateful hearts, let us share in the words of the Lord's Prayer, an adaptation by Helen Weaver. Almighty God, who are mother and father to all, look upon your planet Earth divided. Help us to know that we are all your children, that all nations belong to one great family, and all our religions lead to you. Multiply our prayers in every land until the whole earth becomes your congregation, united in your love. Sustain our vision of a peaceful future and give us strength to work unceasingly to make that vision real. Amen. And now Reverend Carla will offer us a closing QiGong practice.
Wonderful. I just want to thank you all for joining in so beautifully and being part of it, being so enthusiastic about the practice. So we'll finish here. Let's just do a gathering of earth and sky the way we did just a few moments ago. So feel the earth under you, strength and power, great patience. Feel free to stand or sit. Breathe some of that healing earth chi. It's cooling, it's calming. Beautiful. And feel the sky. Beautiful. Infinite space. Beautiful. And then release your hands. Bend your knees a little bit. Drop your big root down to the center of the earth. Huge, beautiful, radiant gold sun over the crown of your head. We're going to breathe in, bend the knees just a little bit, and gather earth chi. Breathe in. Pause a second. And breathe out. Stress and tension, whatever you want to release. Gather from all of nature and the sky. Big gold sun, shining bright, cosmic chi from the universe pouring down. Let it fill the brain, the cranial nerves in the brain, and the whole nervous system, down the spine, spinal cord, entire nervous system fills with gold light. Beautiful. And feel now the balance between earth and sky. That's us. We're the balance between earth and sky. Here's where we live. And we'll bring both hands on our vital life force center. And we're going to breathe in and bring one arm up. Feel like we're gathering from the cosmos. We're bringing our gold sun down now, slowly down through the wisdom center. Feel your whole brain and your wisdom center light up with gold light. Now into the heart center, loving compassion, kindness center. Light it up with a big gold sun. And now down into your vital organs. Feel them light up, big gold sun in the deep belly. And see that gold sun drop right down through the feet, whole body. Good. And now the right arm. Breathe in. Nice deep in-breath, bringing down some gold sun now. Wisdom center, lighting up with gold. Center of the head. Heart center, lighting up with gold. Out the hands and fingers. Vital life force center filling with beautiful gold sun, and down the legs and feet. And just feel yourself shining in balance between heaven and earth. And we'll finish, we'll gather from earth, all of nature and the sky. Thankful, thankful, thankful. We say namaste.
I think we will continue with the announcements, so we're going to skip over the chant, which we may do at another time. Tuesday at 10 o'clock, the Diane Guston Memorial Service will be here in the church. Next week, we celebrate Epiphany and Children's Church returns, which is exciting. Yoga with Holly, Mondays at 6 and Thursdays at 10. And you can join Carla for QiGong on Wednesdays at 9. Bible study and Aging with Grace will return later in January. Please rise for our closing song, Old Lang Syne. Please be seated. So thank you to Rick for your talents on Zoom, to Mary Ann for reading, to Carla for leading us in QiGong, for the choir, for leading us in song. And now hear these words of benediction. There is coffee hour to follow. As we close the year that is ending, may we take to heart all the blessings and gifts we have received, grateful to God for all we have been given. May we surrender all that holds us back from fully loving God, the creation, and ourselves. Remembering that we are one with all that is, may we begin each day rooted and grounded in the love of God, so that we can share that love with others with courage and creativity. And may we welcome the new year with an open heart, trusting that God walks with us into the year ahead. Amen. So I failed to thank Peg for the great story, because that is a real treasure. And just so folks know, Kathleen is going to be getting some well-deserved rest for most of the month of January. So we wish her blessings on her time off and time of renewal. And we will, I believe, have David Benjamin joining us next week. So we wish you Godspeed and much health and rest, Kathleen. Our order of service is concluded. Our service to the world begins, and we hope you'll join us for coffee hour downstairs, and Zoom coffee hour begins now. Have a great week. Happy New Year.